Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Tyler Merkovich. That's Emery Hunt Azardo Playbook. Happy New Year, and we are in the playoffs, 2010 playoffs. AFC wildcard here. The Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals, 37-0. New York beat them on Sunday night to get into the playoffs. And Mark Sanchez has the keys to a new detailed Rolls Royce, the best rushing game, along with Thomas Jones, and the best defense. So how could he not mess this up? What are your keys to victory for the Jets?
Well, I look at the matchup between the offensive line and defensive line. So the key matchup of this game will be between the Jets O-line coach, Bill Callahan, and the defensive line coach of the Bengals, and Jay Hayes. How they match up well, how he's going to attack the Jets offensive line by losing Pat Sims, Odom throughout the season. So that is a big matchup. The Jets have 4 first-round picks on the offensive line. They controlled the line of scrimmage the last game. They're able to move the pile, and they're able to run the football to effectiveness and keep Sanchez clean in the pocket. That helped out. So that's a key matchup, O-line versus D-line. Number 2, I look at the running game with Thomas Jones. Talented running back, one of the more underrated running backs in the NFL. One thing I like about Thomas Jones, he has a Marshall Faulk element to his game, and that element is the way he can pick and slide through a hole. His cat-like ability, cat-like quickness through a hole allows him to gain 5 yards when it doesn't even look like he's gaining 5 yards. He doesn't take big hits. He knows how to fall forward. He's always moving forward,
Let's not forget about Sean Green either. If he doesn't put the ball on the turf, he's been productive filling in for Leon Washington, one of the most explosive players they lost during the season.
Right. You look at all the running backs they bring in are able to move the chains and move forward. That keeps them ahead of the chains, ahead of the down the distance, and they're able to eat up the time of possession, which helps out a lot. And the third key, I would say, is that passing game is going to have to improve this week. All their problems are on offense. Not problems, but all their keys are on offense. They can improve just a little bit in the passing game. It's going to make the Jets that much more explosive. They'll be able to keep the Bengals off balance, and the Bengals won't be able to tee off on Sanchez, because that's going to be a key.
In the last few games, their wide receiver, Brad Smith, who was a college quarterback at Missouri, really has made some big plays on special teams and in the Wildcat. So I'm wondering how the Bengals are going to approach this when he's in the game, what they're going to do, and if Brian Schottenheimer, who's been calling some great plays for the Jets, what he's going to do with him against the Bengals now that they've seen him a week before. So what are your keys to victory for the Bengals? Carson Palmer. I think that wide receiver corps is really struggling. Other than Ochocinco, they really need to get production out of their tight end and other receivers because they've been slacking off this season.
Well, the most important element for the Bengals offense is to get that slot receiver involved, whether it be Caldwell or whoever's going to step up and make plays, Cosby. They have to get production out of the slot receiver. Otherwise, it makes these guys easy to stop because you can just roll coverage to either side, Ochocinco or Coles, and take one of those guys away effectively. So you have to get production out of the third and fourth receiver in this offense. Second, you want to play keep away as well. So you want to win the time possession. Cedric Benson didn't play last week, so you look at getting him involved with Larry Johnson and Bernard Scott. Get all 3 tailbacks involved in this game. That's going to shrink the game and play a close game like what the Bengals are usually playing all throughout the season. All their games have been close this year because of the ability to run the football. Now, third, defensively, they have to find a way to get to the quarterback and get pressure and play on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, because losing Pat Sims is huge. That's 320 pounds that's going to be vacated out of the middle. So that means Tank Johnson has to step up and make even more plays. So they need more production out the defensive line. They're beat up front, and they can't allow the Jets to big boy these guys up and down the field. I do like the Jets on the road, because I do believe the Jets have the element. They have a strong defense, number 1 defense, points given up, yards per game, number 1 defense, and a top 3 running game. That's a recipe for success.
And a bunch of their losses were when they turned the ball over a numerous amount of times. Not only Sanchez, the whole team has turned it over, but when they don't, they're tough to beat, especially now with their defense peaking, that offensive line peaking, especially led by Alan Faneca and numerous amount of first-round picks. So I'm taking the Jets also here.
The Bengals are going to have to get a turnover out of Sanchez, whether it be an interception, a forced fumble. They're going to have to get a turnover out of Sanchez, because otherwise that's the only way they can win this game, because you look at the Jets, they can run the football, and they're a really strong running team. You look at the Jets games, the Jets only have gotten blown out once. Their games are usually close as well, too. It's just like you said, the turnovers is what hurts them. This is a strong team going into the playoffs with a lot of momentum.
And the Bengals have been banged up all year. They were playing their best ball a couple of weeks ago. Now the Jets are probably playing their best ball. They snuck into the playoffs. Hey, however you get to the playoffs, you're in. It's a whole new season now. So wipe the records clean I'm taking the Jets. Emery's with the Jets also. For more, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL.